Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Sandbox Wednesday stream. I am Alex Florez, aka Kamisazi, joined here by a special someone. I don't know who
Me?
this is. Who is this?
Ah, I'm
PandaPops.
I'm a special guest. You guys have never heard of me before. I'm really glad to be here. Brand new to streaming. Be kind, guys. Be kind.
It's just her first stream. It's okay. Go easy on her.
Yeah.
So actually, I don't think you've ever been a guest on my show.
Not
We've
by
done
face.
group shows.
I've have I not done a voice on yours? No. You know what I have done when you've been ill, and me and Joseph have done your stream.
Okay, yeah, yeah, that happens sometimes. All
Yeah.
right, well, we're doing a regular old stream with Panda here today because new VoxEdit dropped, and we're gonna go over all these changes because there's a good number of them. Some of these, wait. There's something that I was hoping for in here. Is it here? Is it here? Did we get Control Z yet? Or no, we had Control Z. It was copy and paste. We did get copy and paste.
We did get
Sweet.
yeah. It's basically shortcuts galore.
Yeah, whole bunch of shortcuts. So we're gonna go over this stuff. Um, is it Lucas? Is I Luke?
Am
Yeah,
I
this is what
Luke?
Lucas looks like when he shaves. His voice changes and his hair color changes too. So
Yes,
this
I am Lucas.
this
Hello,
is why we don't
friend.
let Lucas shave. So
Hello, friends. I am Lucas. Wait. He has a really hearty laugh. I can't do it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry,
all right. So so first question. Still waiting for Game Jam rewards. I don't send those out. But
Lucas.
I will look into what's up with that. I don't know which Game Jam you're referring to though. So quick off the bat, I guess we could start with the known issues. Let's start with the known issues. Let's start with the not fun stuff, and then we're gonna spend the rest of the time talking about the fun stuff. So, uh, first thing you'll notice is that the changelog is on VoxEdit. So when you download it and run it, you get all this info right here at the start, which is pretty cool. Um, known issues: Mac OS Ventura incompatible with VoxEdit. Solution in progress. So what I've been hearing, and I know it's stressful for a lot of people, including Sandbox staff, because there are people on staff who have Macs and newer Macs that just came with Ventura on it already. So it is kind of a pain. The issue is that Apple is not fully supporting some parts of Java. So I don't know the full extent of the issue, but there's features in Java that VoxEdit uses that Ventura doesn't support in Java. And we were hoping that Apple would fix their Java support so that way the features would work as expected. But apparently they're not, or they're just being very slow about it. So, solution in progress. I think they're trying to work on changes to VoxEdit that will make it so that's no longer an issue. But it's not super simple. So still in progress. I know it's upsetting, but we recommend not being on Ventura right now if you need to do work in VoxEdit. Large number of nodes slows down viewport refresh rate. You could probably change the quality. That might help a little bit. We can take a look at that setting later. Large models take a few seconds to activate when entering modeling mode. They're just loading. Large models remain slow to select and edit. Large volume with small models may not register mouse press with create or paint tools. That's interesting. Large volume with small models may not register mouse press with create or paint tools. So I guess if you make like a 256 by 256 by 256 volume, and then you're trying to click when you're zoomed out, it may have issues there. All right. New features. Nobody cares about Linux users. That's not true. It's just not a big enough market to justify all the testing and stuff that goes into it. But I know that there are people who like Linux. So, do more with multiple content selection. This is the big one. You can now drag a box to select multiple models and nodes in the viewport. Actually, I'm gonna jump into something so we can explore these instead of me just reading a list, because it's not the most interesting thing in the world to look at. Let's create a new asset. We do recommend making backups.
Yes, please back up everything. We've not found any issues on our end when we've been testing it. However, that doesn't mean out of thousands of people that download it, one person may end up with an issue. So it's always safe to back up, whether you want to back up on an external hard drive or just back up to Dropbox. You know, that's always an option. Just throw your stuff somewhere.
All right. So, first one is do more with multiple content selection. Drag a box to select multiple models. I'm in I'm not in the right mode. I need to be in the animator. So let's were these things here before too? The sort by. Are these some of the changes also? Are these on the list? I didn't notice.
Sure. Yeah.
Enhancements.
Let's go with that.
We might see these in the changelog because I haven't finished reading through all of it yet. But we can sort by stuff now. This was a big issue for me because our creator fund folders get really big sometimes, and sometimes as I'm trying to find certain files, they weren't in alphabetical order. I don't know what order they were in, and it became very difficult for me to find things in a drive sometimes. But now we can sort, and you can reverse the direction if it's ascending or descending, and you can change between, I think this was here before, you can change between list view or folder thumbnail view. So anyway, now we're in a mode where we can see stuff. We're gonna create some quick things here. We're gonna make some stuff. We're gonna make a sphere, which we shouldn't do.
At Roxy McGow, invisible voxels could be possible in the future. Probably not. Like, it's a huge. I've said it so many times to people. It's an optimization thing. When a voxel is, well, one, if you want something to be invisible, just don't have the voxels there. But it's because if
you mean for like hiding a node?
Oh,
probably.
Is that what, Roxy? Do you mean like to hide things, make them like, or just making a voxel transparent, slightly transparent, like a window or water?
Oh yeah. Welcome to the Twitter apocalypse. I was just trying to check a message before we went live, because I wanted to try playing Gickus's game, but I think he sent me a message and I can't see my messages. They don't load anymore. So Twitter's finally dying. Yay.
Yeah, well, mine, I tried to tweet out this stream and it says you are over the daily limit for sending tweets.
What?
You? I haven't even tweeted.
What have you been doing all day?
Apparently tweeting it up. I don't think I've done a single tweet.
Interesting. All right. So we're gonna plop some stuff in here to see what these new features are about. All right. Now we've got a little space. You can't even retweet. Good grief. All right. Well, the world has now ended. Gickus's game should be live now. I think I was helping him out, or I was trying to help him out. I think his game designer figured it out at like the same time that I did. So, right. They want you to drop cash on that Twitter blue. I tried. I was like, fine, whatever. If it keeps me from being silenced in the sea of free bots or whatever, fine, I'll do it. And then it was like, you can't buy this. And I was
Wait,
like,
really?
Yeah. It was just like, this is not available to you or something. Um, I even tried it like on my iPhone, and it was like, no, not gonna allow it. Remember when you promised to give us all reward if there were no duplicates in the forums? I got nothing. Wasn't that the coins?
What?
That was the coins that hasn't been sent out yet
Yeah.
because they're supposed to be sent out on Polygon and we don't have assets on Polygon yet. So, I might send it out not on Polygon. We'll see what the gas is like because back when I did that, the gas would have been like $10-15 a person. Um, and now it's a lot cheaper. So yeah, but that is why that has not
I don't
happened
know.
yet. I do
Gas
have
has
that
been a
list.
bit horrible. Gas has been a little bit horrible the past couple of days.
Mm. Toss a coin to your sand fam.
Aww.
I still need to watch Witcher. All right, so back to this changelog here. Right, do more with multiple content selection. Drag a box to select multiple models and nodes in the viewport. So I guess we click and hold. Oh, so we can grab one thing or we can grab two things, and now we can move them together.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. That's been a much needed thing for our animators for a long time. Use a mix of control, command, and shift to add, remove content from a selection. So I'm guessing that you click one and then you hold control, click another. Now both are selected. Okay, you can re-click to unselect it. What does shift do? Shift will switch.
Yeah, I think if you think about like the spider's legs, if you like select multiple and then you just want to then just select the inverse of the leg. I can't remember.
So
Without
shift
looking.
doesn't. I maybe I'm not doing it right, but it doesn't seem like shift is actually making a difference. Maybe if I had more assets on there. So if I hold control, I can multiple select and deselect. I'm just holding control and clicking on the objects, and you can see it cycling through what's clicked on. If I hold shift, it does the same thing, it seems. So I'm not sure what shift is supposed to do in that case, but maybe we'll find out. And if I drag select, I can always go back in with control and deselect certain things. So if you had like if you're doing like a tree with a bunch of branches and stuff, you could drag select the whole thing, and then you could control click on specific branches to unselect them. Select multiple nodes in the viewport and skeleton panel. So you don't have to select them from here. You can also select them from the skeleton panel. We can click on it that way. And this was, I suggested this change. Well, so somebody asked me about this change and I suggested it. And it was something that I think I had suggested like a couple years ago and it never like came around, but it's here. The root node is now called world. So this is a like a quality of life change. It's not an actual change so much as just a visual one, but hopefully it'll make it more clear for people coming from other 3D software that other programs. Oftentimes, when you talk about a root node, there's like multiple root nodes in your world. And so when we have one that says root, people get confused why they can't move it around. So world is just your global position in the file. And so this would be like root 1 and root 2 here. We're not calling this root anymore just because it doesn't make sense. Yes, now we can call controller nodes root nodes if you want. You could call them a root. It doesn't really matter what you call the root nodes, but now we're talking about multiple hierarchies of things. So we can add this is the this orange box here is the root node for this whole hierarchy, right? And this is the root node for this one. And this is the world, which is their global position across everything. So it's not really actually a change other than semantics. But having it called root was confusing for some people because they were expecting to be able to move the root node. They were expecting to be able to move the world, and you can't do that. So we changed it, and I think it makes more sense now. All right. Back to multiple selections. You can select nodes and viewport in the skeleton panel. You can select multiple VXM models in the library panel. So now you can select multiple there. I think that means you could drag multiple. Aha! You can't. Oh, that's interesting. It made them.
Mm-hmm.
Wait.
Can make a little alarmy.
I'm confused about how these are importing in. So if we select multiples and we move them in, it only moved in one. Okay, so that doesn't work the way that I thought it would work. But if you have multiple here and you drag that in, oh, I'm okay. It's moving in as a child of each thing that's selected. Okay, that's cool. So you can't pull in multiple models at once into the space, but you can add one model to multiple nodes at once. So again, if we go back to our example of a tree with branches, you could select every branch and then add your I'm actually going to change this. You could select all your branches like this and then add in your leaf asset, and it will. Oh, I did it the wrong way though. This. And it will add them in. And it also adds the numbers to the names. So we could just say, leaf, and it's going to automatically fill in the numbers for everything. And it does that just for the ones that are selected, I think. So if I just select. If I select all these purple ones here and add in Panda looking at the face count.
Yeah, I saw that comment. I was like, that's when I started concentrating on it. I was like,
that's why I said you shouldn't use the sphere tool. I'm doing that just for this, just so you can see the difference between the two. And oh, I already have that name. Okay. Yeah. And now we've got all of our leaves attached to our branches. Can we multi-replace two?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, huh? Uh-huh. It's good, isn't it?
Yeah, it is good. Nice. All right. What's next? Select multiple layers in the modeler. So I don't mess with the layers too much, but I know some people do. And do that. Can we not see multiple layers? Oh, wait. No? Why can't I see both layers at the same time?
I am the worst person to ask about layers because I
never use
them. I don't use them. I don't use them.
They are useful. I do know good uses for them. And I have had to use them for specific things, but I thought you used to be able to see multiple layers, and now you can only see the one that you're selected on. You can merge them. I feel like something must have changed to make you not see it all at once.
There's an icon to solo view layers, VVox says.
Ah, Okay, thank you. I thought it might be something down here, and then I clicked on the wrong thing, the toggle see-through selection. It's this top button here, toggle solo layer. Thank you, VVox. I was like, I didn't use, you used to be able to see everything at once. Obviously, I was clicking on the wrong thing. There we go. So you can multi-select the layers. So if you need to like duplicate them, you can. So you can duplicate everything. It's hidden behind Panda for you. Oh, Panda, you're in the way.
I'll shrink down. Does that help?
Yes.
My chair's in the way. Oh
it's,
yeah.
It's this button right here at the top of all your view options. It's this right here. So if you have that enabled, then you can only see the layer that you're selected on. So we can change this a little bit. We're gonna remove a section, and then very messy. Change the color here, and now we turn it off, and now you can see all the layers at once. So now you have the ability to multi-select and duplicate them all if you wanted. Is there a limit to the layers now? I know it used to be pretty small, like only like 4 or 5 layers. I think now I have 8, so. And then you can multi-select to like merge them all. So if you only wanted to merge like those 3, you can merge those 3 and not worry about the rest of them. It's kind of hard to tell like what's going on here because it's all overlapping, but yeah. Being able to multi-select like that's very useful. We can let Panda back
in. And have I reappeared? I don't know. There's a delay.
Yes, you have.
I'm here.
All right. What's the next thing? Select a node with a model attached to find it in the library panel.
It's my favorite feature.
So we're gonna need more. We're gonna have to open up a different file. I'm gonna open up this one. All right. So I got this guy. Let's say I want to get to this sword hand here. I click it, and it auto scrolls. Oh, it's awesome.
It's good.
So now there's no more like searching around in the library trying to find like I know where is this thing, or if like if something wacky happened to the thumbnail and you can't figure out like which, if you've been like duplicating assets and like the thumbnails got rearranged or something, now it just takes you right to the right thing. Of course you can also double click on it too, but
yeah, but it's so nice. It's honestly, the amount of times I've done an edit on a hand and then I've been like, oh, now I need to make the other hand look like that. Okay, I'll copy it. Where's the hand I've just edited? Right. Where has that hand gone?
Scrolling up and down, and like you skip right over it because it just looks like a block.
Yep.
Flip and rotate multiple selected layers. What does that mean? We can. Oh. I understand what this means. So, let's say we've got a thing here, and then we make another layer, and we're going to. Oh, am I interacting with the other layer?
No, I don't think you clicked. Did you click on it?
Oh, yeah. No, you're right. I'm selected on the wrong layer right now. That's why. Yeah, okay. That's what I was expecting it to do. It's because I wasn't on the right layer. Good catch. This is me not working with layers very often. Um, and then we're gonna make another one that's this. All right. So we got a bunch of layers going on now. Oh, wait. I wasn't selected on the new layer again. Okay, next change I'm going to recommend to Colin is that we auto select the new layer that's created.
Yeah, that would be helpful.
Because I just did it like 3 times. Or I just made the same mistake like 3 times. All right, so we can flip. So we've got new layer 1 selected, which is this pink one. All right, we can even name them. Pink, and this one's blue, and this one's orange. Oh, what? What did I do?
I don't know. There's a delay.
No, I think I did made the same mistake again. But
Oh no.
okay, all right. Now we're good. We are good. Okay. I just made it so the names match the layers they're on. So we're selected on the pink layer. We can flip it. So we're flipping it across the Z axis here. Then we can select. We'll select blue and pink at the same time. We're going to rotate it around the Y axis so both of them are moving together. And we could select
cool.
we could select all 3 of them. So we can keep everything together.
And that would make a really funky chair. Like make it like a 3-legged chair. I kind of want to make that. I'm gonna make it.
We just gotta move it up a little bit. That, and then we're gonna. We gotta multi-select the layers. Can I edit on multiple layers? No, you can still only edit on the one that you have selected. All right, we're not gonna worry about the chair right now. Although it's kind of like a chair now. I guess it would fall over very quickly as soon as you sit in it.
Not unless you're a teeny tiny human and you sit right at the back corner.
Yeah. All right.
Drag. Tom Voxel, arrows are not back yet. I am so sorry. I have fought in your corner for arrows. Those arrows aren't coming back. However, hopefully Alex will get to it in the changelog. There is something to do kind of with arrows, but the arrows themselves aren't back. It's just...
I think I know what you're talking about, but yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah. But arrows,
I know, Tom Voxel.
I'm sorry. It's
all the artists agreed, but we don't actually make that change. So I don't know. I don't know why. All right. Drag and drop to replace model attached to multiple nodes. Okay, we already saw that in action. Delete, rename, and duplicate multiple nodes, models, animations, and layers at once. Is it going to auto number them?
Mm-hmm.
What? That's cool.
I like that you're learning all of this stuff right now.
I got this today. So I got sent this. Well, actually, no, I got sent this changelog by you. Actually, no, that's not true. I screenshotted this from VoxEdit, but I didn't have access to the changelog till I loaded up VoxEdit right before the stream. So it is new for me. I probably had access to earlier stuff, but sometimes we're busy up with other things. And by we, I mean me. So, okay, we're selecting multiple, and then, oh, that was the wrong button. I don't know why I clicked that one. This one. Rename node. Chair. Cool. And it just renamed all of them to chair with numbers. So I'm guessing the order is... I don't know how it determines the order on this.
It did order it a little bit peculiar.
It did this one first.
Is it
Then
ordered
this one,
by
then this one,
what
then this one.
got selected? Let's.
Oh, maybe. Oh no, I did the wrong thing. I deleted my VXMs. Whoops.
Okay, so I tested this theory by naming the foot. So no, it names it really weirdly. There's
Okay, if you accidentally delete your VXMs, they're still in the folder. You just gotta remove the backup from here, and they'll come back.
pro tip, people. Pro tip.
There they are. So I thought, okay, so important thing, and this is new, and you can't really see it very well. Maybe I can change this in my preferences here. No, it's still okay. So you're gonna have to trust me on this. You might not be able to see this too well, but trust me, it's there. There's a outline around the panel that you have selected. So with there being more shortcuts now, the shortcuts can be context sensitive, and that's an important part of this update. So the reason all my VXMs disappeared when I hit delete is because the last panel I had clicked on was the library panel. And you can actually maybe see that there's a very thin outline right here around my library panel. And if I click on the 3D workspace panel, that highlight has moved to around that panel. Same thing happens with the timeline and the nodes list on the timeline and the animation panel and the skeleton panel. So as you click on each of these 6 sections, each of these 6 sections, your shortcuts are going to apply to whichever selection is highlighted. So when I pressed the delete key, I wanted the nodes that were in here to be deleted, but I had clicked on the library panel, so I actually deleted my VXMs. I am going to suggest that we make this color stand out so it's easier to see.
I'm making notes of this.
Thank you.
Everything you're saying.
I think so. I saw a preview video of this, and I thought it was like a bright orange for this highlight. So I'm wondering if it has to do something with my VoxEdit settings. I didn't do a clean installation of this. I may have old leftover settings that are holding on to that color.
I'm gonna see if it's the master version that has the highlight that's the brighter color.
Yeah, just because Colin sent me a video of it, and I didn't watch the whole thing yet, and I may be misremembering, but I thought it was a different color outline. It should stand out more, so we're gonna make that suggestion. So anyway, the order that these rename in, it's not super important what order it's in, but I can understand why it, like, if you've got a whole bunch of things in a row, you kind of want them all to have different names, or to be numbered in the order that you have them in. So if I drag select and I rename, it's so weird. It did test and then test 1 and test 2. It did test is at the top, and then it went to the bottom for test 1 and the middle for test 2. I don't know. Maybe if I select them in a specific... Wait. Yeah, they're even in that order. Okay, maybe it did have to do something with the selection order. If you select them in reverse order... okay. I don't know who... Somebody mentioned something about the order of selection. I don't remember who that was. So probably because I drag selected, the middle one got first, then the left, then the right. Middle one. Well, that's not the order that I selected them in. And then that
No,
one and that one.
I feel like it's random.
Well, it's not when you manually select, it goes in the order that you selected. But the drag select seems to be...
Okay.
Oh, it might be position on screen. So if we move this one up to the top. Yep, that changed it. So it's whichever one's vertically on top. The topmost one on screen became the original one, and then it goes down. So cool.
Okay, so I just checked. The master version doesn't have the big orange, but it is much brighter than the current version that we have. The highlight.
Okay. Well, maybe if I delete my settings, it'll change it. Afterwork says my login at the top says dev team at the sandbox.game. So I would guess that you don't have an email on your Sandbox account. That's another suggestion that I'm going to make is we should use username instead of email address at the top. Kind of for security. I mean, more like privacy, I guess. You know, people are streaming. They might not want to show their email off. I logged in via username, but I have an email on my account. So even though I typed my username, it shows my email. So I think it should just show username. But Halfdork, I'm guessing you don't have any email on that account.
Halfdork, are you logged in on the council's one?
Yeah, that's not the email for it. He doesn't have any Sandbox emails.
Oh.
I'm in the council account. The Sandbox... The council account isn't a Sandbox email. I don't think.
Yes, it is. I had to grab the email to get that access that you wanted.
I thought it was a council email.
It's dev sandbox 1.
Why did I do that?
Why did I do that? I don't know. Oh, I don't know. Auto? Was it just like automatic when you were setting up and you just haven't changed it?
No, I would have set it manually to be a specific. I'm pretty OCD when it comes to setting up accounts, making sure that all the I's are dotted and T's are crossed. Except I'm having trouble logging in right now.
Yeah, no, I've just tried to go on that. Is the internet just breaking today? Has something happened with crypto and everybody who loves crypto has just been like, let's shut down the internet? It's like, I don't know what's going on.
All right, well, that's not... Oh, wait, it worked. I was gonna say it's not super important, but now it's working, so now I'm gonna da, 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 da. It does say dev team at the sandbox.game. I don't have access to that email though. And that's also not what our email address is. It's sandbox.game, not the sandbox.game. Maybe, you know what? My guess is that there was something done to accounts that don't have an email associated with them where it became like required to prevent other issues. That's what I'm thinking. It might be a placeholder email.
Yeah,
But
that's what VVox suggested as well. Maybe a placeholder email.
yeah, I not sure. That's kind of weird because that's not actually what Sandbox emails look like. So, um, anyway, yeah, I think this should change to username, and I'm gonna ask about that weird email situation. Does anybody else see that email when they log in, especially if you've not set one up manually? Like if you've never given your email for your account setup, let me know if it pops that specific email in there. All right, back to VoxEdit changes. Roxy Miguel has that email too, or you have your email. I would expect it to show your email if you set it
Yeah.
up.
It so far it shows your email that you've set it up with. It doesn't show your username, which it should.
That's going to be something that we request after this stream. But I'm curious if other people are seeing that same dev team at the sandbox game email, which is not a real email as far as I know. Um, all right, carrying on. So delete, rename, and duplicate multiple nodes, models, animations, and layers at once. So yeah, that's cool and good to know how the renaming order works. It's based either on the order you select them in if you're doing click select, or top to bottom when doing a box selection like this. So if you're trying to like get organized, that can be useful information. Yes, if you set up your account with your email, I would expect it to show your email. I'm curious about people who have not set up an email on their Sandbox profile. Because it seems to be working correctly for everybody, but I'm wondering why that email exists for the council account, because I don't think I told it to be that. Unless, you know, in some fever state, I accidentally set it up with a non-existent email. All right. Work faster with contextual menus and more hotkeys. Added contextual menus for models and animations. So for models and animations, I think contextual menus, is it meaning if we right click? I think that's what that means. When we right click on a model. Yeah. So we don't have the little we used to have the little three dots on the models, right? And now we right click on them and you get this. You can export as Vox, delete model, replace model, rename model, duplicate model, and then you can also you can now multi-select and it will do that as well. Cool. And for animations, so let's get out of here and let's see. So here we still have the three dot menu on the animations, but you can also do the right click. So you have both in this case. Cool. Shared content hotkeys added. Shared content hotkeys added. What does that mean?
I don't know. Colin, are you here? Colin? Colin?
Shared content hotkeys added. I'm guessing multiple things. Shared content. I'm confused about the wording on that because it's kind of ambiguous. But there is a list of hotkeys in this changelog also. So obviously, if you're on a Mac, anytime I say control, it actually means command. But I'm not going to say control command every single time I say a hotkey because it's annoying. So.
Wait, I just read what you were reading. Shared content hotkeys added. That's like the header. No, it's not. I thought it was then going into like all of the hotkeys. Is it saying like you can now view it by pressing Control H to see the hotkeys? Is that what that's trying to say? Because you can just press Control H and it will bring up the hotkeys.
It doesn't
Shift
for
H.
me.
Shift H. My bad. Shift H.
Oh, did it do that before?
Nope. That's new.
Maybe that's what it means.
Mm.
Cool.
But yes, right. Weird phrasing. If that's what that means. Let's pretend it is.
Okay. Pretending. All right. So Control A is select all. I feel okay. Maybe these are all sub points of. It's saying shared content hotkeys added, and then the ones I'm about to mention are shared hotkeys among all these different things. So, Control H will select all, and that works on skeleton, viewport, and timeline. So remember that you have to be selected on which panel. So if I hit Control A, it selects all the models. I wonder if it selects only the ones you can see. No, it does select all of them. It'll select all models here. Same works in the skeleton panel. There's kind of no difference between whether you're on the skeleton panel or the over here, because either way it's selecting all the same things. And then over here, Control A does not work on the library, but it does work on the timeline. We're going to go over to something with more stuff in it. So if we go to the timeline, we can now select all nodes with Control A, which also selects all keyframes. So all keyframes on all nodes for that specific animation if you hit Control A. Control D is duplicate on the library, skeleton, animation list, and layers. Control R is rename on the library, skeleton, animation list, and layers. Control C is copy on timeline, copy keyframes. It's not also copy in the modeler.
I don't know.
What? Why not?
Let's see. I'll quickly.
It's not. It's not.
Control.
We have copy and paste right here. I don't know why we don't have copy and paste for those.
Oh no.
I just been here the whole time.
Why no copy paste in modeler? So glad that we noticed these things before we released it.
Because that's where I actually use copy and paste the most, is in the modeler.
I feel like that is the same for me. Is the only time I've probably. I mean, sometimes keyframes. I copy keyframes a little bit.
It's true, but I model more than I animate, so it's just. Oh, okay. Hey, Ice Pilot. What brings these two lovely people together today?
A shared interest in VoxEdit. No? Okay.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
Yeah. VoxEdit.
Yeah.
And also Lucas isn't here. So.
Yeah. Lucas was like, "I'm out," and I was like, "I'm in! Finally! It's my time to shine." No, I'm sorry. Oh, which, by the way, should we be dropping a little lovely little form for the people?
Sounds like a good idea. It's already after 6, so we've been streaming for about an hour now.
Oh my
It
goodness.
goes by fast. Every time we do an update episode, it goes by really fast. All right. Control C, copy. Control V, paste. Control V is. Wait, why is it? Control Shift V. Hey, whoa, whoa. That's cool. Okay, uh, so the copy and paste is for the timeline only right now. Control C and Control V would work as you expect. You copy and paste the keyframes. Control Shift V will paste the timeline flipped.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to say, you're going to move this up and out, and we'll do a third one. We'll go here, and then you want to copy this, and then we move over to a new part of the timeline, and we Control Shift V. It should now reverse. That's cool.
It's gonna make animating so much faster.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
Look how bouncy that chair is.
It's so happy that we can now paste flipped keyframes. That would have saved me like years of my life. So not literally, like maybe like 5 hours of my life, but some pretty agonizing 5 hours of just redoing animations over and over and over again. All right. Delete / super delete. Is there a super key that I don't know about?
Super delete. I don't know. That's the first time I've heard of super delete. I'm gonna be
Are
honest.
they making the difference between like backspace and delete? I've never heard it called a super delete before.
Super delete. Right, neither have I.
So that's just delete. So now we can delete from here, or we can delete from here. I'm not going to do that because I want to keep my cubes. But yeah, I guess I'm hitting the delete key that hangs out with insert home, page up, page down, and end. Does it also work with the backspace? It does not work with the backspace. So I think that's. Excuse me. Wow, that burp came out of nowhere. So I think the reason they say super delete is because on Mac keyboards it says delete on the backspace key. So people get used to saying delete when they're talking about what Windows users call the backspace. And if you're on a smaller Mac keyboard, you probably don't have a dedicated delete key. You might have to hold Function and press delete, or like Command and delete. It's been a while since I've used a small scale Mac keyboard. I have one somewhere, or at least I used to. I don't know if it still is around, but yeah, it doesn't mean the backspace key. It means the actual delete key, and you might need to use an extra modifier to get the full delete function. Don't throw your Mac away. Paul Life made me. We do not hate Macs here. We just hate Apple for not supporting Java with Ventura properly.
That is not why I hate Apple, but yes.
All right.
We do support people's bad decisions on using Apple. But only Macs I like are Big Macs. Yes. Yes, half dog. Yes.
Yeah, I'm not going to get into like an Apple versus. I've used all sorts of computers and I like them, most of them, for various different reasons. Um all right. Uh so shift delete unlinks a VXM model. So if you're selected on a node, shift delete. Sweet. So now if you've got a whole bunch of these, uh, Control D. No, can we not? I thought we could duplicate.
Should be able to.
It's not. Why isn't it working?
Let me go back and see what you're doing because I'm creating
Oh,
this chair.
you can't do it from the viewport. You can only do it from the skeleton.
Oh, yeah.
So let's say you got a whole bunch of nodes that for some reason you need to clear all of the things that are attached to them at once. You can now do Control A to select them all at once, and then Shift delete, and bang, all the things that are attached are gone. I don't know why you would need to do that, but you can do that.
Maxi is correcting us. You can do it in the viewport, and I forgot about this. You need to do Control D and drag in the viewport to get it to duplicate.
Control D.
You have to drag when you hold Control D.
Oh, okay. Nice. I like that better than doing it from the skeleton. Because this is how I would normally use that if I was like decorating a space. Sweet. I think I did it earlier too, and then just looking at the instruction and not being able to do it that way is what messed me up. All right. Control N, it makes a new layer, so that would be in the model editor. Control N makes a new layer. Cool. Open contextual menus to see available hotkeys. Updating key combinations, file preference shortcuts are reflected. So, where are our contextual menus? If we so when we right click on our models in the library, we see Control D, and if we wanted to change duplicate to, I don't know, Control M, we can go to our settings, file preferences. We can go to Control D, duplicate selected, and we can change that to say Shift M, save, and now when we right click on here, it says Shift M.
The good thing about that as well is if you try and do a command that is already being used, it will highlight it as red so you can't accidentally do the same command.
Oh, cool. So yeah, I made this Shift M instead of Control M, which is the shortcut for sync to Magic-Voxel. So if I tried doing Control M, oh, nice. And it tells you which one it is on here too. Sweet. Oops. D. Control D. Sweet. All right. Oh, I've got too many things here. Oh, that's interesting. If you drag select, it only selects the top one. Or was I pressing the wrong key? I don't know. On to the next thing. Some great additions to your day-to-day workflow. Search fast for animations with keyboard press E.g., W for walk. So let's go over here.
You're gonna want to probably hide me again so people can see this, because I'm in the way.
Bam, you're gone.
Ah, I'm now just a voice. I'm a voice. I've ascended to Voxel Goddess.
Wait, you said it
So
deleted the world too? Did it?
what?
No, it's still there. Paul Life Made Me is messing with me. The world node is still there.
Half Dog finally simped.
What?
Well done, Half Dog.
PandaPops is our world. Wow. Wow. Okay. All right. So while we're on, does it matter which panel we're on? I guess
you
not.
you do need to be in the animations for it to work.
Okay, cool. But that makes sense because it would be difficult to have that make sense being in any panel. So so you click on the animation panel. Remember, we have 6 different panels that we can click on. Library. What do we call this? I call this different things sometimes. The workspace, 3D view.
I call it the workspace. Somebody calls it the 3D viewer.
There is a viewport. That's viewport is the technical name. I always forget viewport, but so you've got the skeleton, viewport, library. I don't know what the name of this panel is. I guess it's the node list for the animated.
Which one?
In the timeline. The first part of the timeline panel.
Yeah, node.
I think it's just called the timeline. This is the actual timeline though, so I don't know what do we call this? These are all different. I always called this whole thing the timeline panel, so having it be in separate sections is, I'm not sure what the 2 parts are called, but regardless, they're 2 panels, and then you've got the animation panel. So if you're clicked on the animation panel, you can now press W to jump to walk, or you can go to C to go to charged attacks. You can press F for fall. So it's going to shortcut jump you to animations starting with that letter. I wonder, I think it just does the first letter. So if I was to do, say I want to jump to combo, yeah, it doesn't do that.
But you can like continue to do like just toggle through with the C to get to what you want.
Oh, that's right. Is that the next thing that it says? Probably.
Yes.
Repeat tap the keyboard press to cycle through the animation results. Yeah. So if you're over here and you press C, you can cycle through all the C animations, which there's a good number of. So, yay. That makes it a lot easier. Expand and collapse selected node hierarchy with Shift plus click on the plus minus button. Shift. Okay. So it used to be that you could only do this. You could click on the minus and it would collapse this whole thing. And then you could open it and it opens up the whole thing. Now you can shift click on it and it collapses each sub node. So that's one way you can kind of tidy up your workspace if you've got a ton of nodes. Shift clicking on it like this is going to make all of these collapsed. And then you can shift click to expand all. That's pretty cool. Shift plus A click on a node to select its hierarchy node and children. So let's say, let's go to something that's a little more normal. Let's go to idle. So let's say I want to select all of the parts of this leg. I can Shift A click. There we go. So it's like hitting Control A, but you do Shift A and then you click on the node, and now it will select all of its children. Can you Control Shift A click? Nope. So you can only do that with one hierarchy at a time. That's still pretty cool. Now, especially since we can move entire hierarchies together. Move voxels based on camera with keyboard arrows. Shift up, down for third access. Ah, that's what Panda was talking about.
It is.
So we don't have the arrow buttons anymore, but now you can use... Doesn't that work? Nothing's happening.
Control A to select
it has to be a selection?
Yeah, okay. You have to select it. And then based on the way your camera is viewing it, decides on what the arrows do, and then you can use Control Shift to move them on the other axis that's not available, I think.
Yes.
There we go.
Yeah, that tooltip is... Yeah, based on camera. The tooltip doesn't make it super clear, but it kind of makes sense. So it's moving based on camera. So having it at a 3/4 view is going to maybe be confusing. So I'm doing left key, right key, up and down keys. I'm doing up and down. And then if I hold shift, it's going to do forward and backward. But it's going to be contextual. So if I have it viewing like this, up and down, moves up and down, left and right, and then shift moves forward and back. And then if I turn it this way, moves forward and back, like that. I kind of want to have a toggle that would make it so that way the arrow keys are more like the old arrow keys that we had on screen, where they're locked into a specific direction.
Yeah.
And just like have that as an option, because for consistency's sake, like I'm oftentimes at like weird view angles, and I'm gonna have to like figure out which arrow is which direction every single time I'm looking at it a different way.
You do get used to it. It's just you've got to just play about with it a little while, and then you get used to it. It's not... I feel like they added this to appease the arrow lovers, but...
You mean all of us?
Yeah. Everyone that was asking.
I hope Colin's not watching.
No, Colin knows how I feel about the arrows. I have ranted about the arrows so many times.
I don't know whose decision it was, but... All right. Repeat tap on the keyboard. Where am I on this list? Shift A. Move voxels based on camera. Set keyframe on selected node with hotkey S. So if I don't want to do it on here. I don't want to mess with the animations on this. So if I go to here and I click on this node and I hit S, it makes a keyframe. So you could select all and set a keyframe there. So this is the same as using these buttons. It's just a hotkey for it. Oh, well, actually, there's nothing on here. I felt like it used to be if you were selected on just a couple nodes and you click the top one, it would only do those. Okay, yeah, no, that does work that way. So yeah, it's exactly the same as pressing these create keyframe buttons, but now you have a short key for it. Set keyframe on selected node and all children with hotkey Shift S. So now these are children nodes, and Shift S, and I was only selected on the top one, and it made keyframes for all of them. Cool. Color picker Active toggle tab Photoshop style.
Oh, you're gonna love this.
Yes. It's kind of
So
okay.
hold tab, select, and then it goes back to the modem tool from before. So
Yes,
much
I do love
easier.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Never have to what was it? J or something? Oh, yeah, it's O now. So you can still select the color picker tool. I am never gonna do that ever again. Just
Yeah.
gonna hold tab. I love that. That's so much easier to hold. So you can hold tab, click as many times as you need to grab the right color, and then release tab, and it goes back to the tool that you were working with. Oh, I was holding caps lock. That doesn't do anything. Sweet. Um Change log added to the news section. We already knew about that. Your login email address shows on the title bar. We're already making the suggestion to change that to username. Um, More localization added. Oh, what regions do we support now? Can you change that from here?
We support quite
English.
a lot of regions now.
So we've got Chinese, Portuguese. Is that Thai? I think that's Thai. Japanese, Korean, Italian, French, Turkish, Spanish, and I'm guessing this is a difference between Mandarin and Cantonese.
Mm,
I thought they were written the same though, and they were spoken differently. But I could be totally wrong. I've never studied Chinese.
I think they are different, but I will double check. No, they're not really different.
So the clicking on the two of them, the change was very small. Most of the characters stayed the same. If you look at
Oh,
the
that's.
panel here,
Oh wait, no. So I was gonna say, is that not Japanese for the?
this one's
You're on
Japanese,
Japanese, yeah.
and then
I was gonna say, I
this one's
recognize those.
Japanese.
That's not Japanese.
This is
Oh,
Jap. You're delayed.
that's yeah. No, sorry.
So yeah. No, I studied Japanese, so
That
I know
that
this is Nihongo
that
is Japanese, but
mm, that that's
I'm guessing it's the difference between.
that's the katakana instead of the hiragana kanji.
Well, there's only one Japanese option,
Is
and it's
that?
it's
Oh,
it's the
that's.
one I'm on right now.
Oh wait, no, it goes into the other ones there. They just use the katakana for the side menu.
Yeah. So I recognize these characters as meaning Chinese. Um, this this character means center, and this one means like land, I think. Um, and it's in both of these, but it's got two different characters on the front. So I think there's a difference between like Chinese and like simplified Chinese or something. But if you click on
Yeah,
these, there's a
simplified is different.
yeah, and I don't know which is which. Um, but if you click on them, you can see that there's just a very slight change between the menu options here. But um, I'm guessing the people who read those languages will be able to tell the difference between what they need. So, whatever Chinese options you need, that there are now two of them, I think. So,
All right, guys, I'm closing that form. I hope you filled it out. It's being closed.
yeah, the Japanese one is this one.
I should have given them a drop-down menu for the question I asked because now I've actually got to read instead of just look at stats. All right.
Did you make more work for yourself?
Yeah, a little bit, just because I want to see. Because Electronics, the question asked was, "Who is your favorite Wizzy?" and Electronics per Wizzy the Glow Pack Sand version. Which, funny.
Wizzy the...
It's
oh,
the
yeah.
joke, yeah. But that made me laugh.
I did make... wasn't... the request was for like a ghost Wizzy, right? That's... we made Wizzy de los Muertos.
Yes.
Yeah.
And someone
I mean,
put that.
that decision was
was
somewhat
someone.
independent, but it did fill that need at the same time. Drakusha, I don't know much about what's going on with sand as far as an unstake of staked sand tokens. I am not the resident crypto expert here. Oh, Panda's been hidden this whole time.
The whole time, just
well,
a
since
while.
for quite a while.
Yeah, since I said, oh, you might want to hide me for a little bit. Alex is somebody's favorite Wizzy. I didn't realize you were a Wizzy.
I mean, people have said I'm a wizard. Lucas always says I'm a wizard. I can neither confirm nor deny that. Enhancements. Removed the scheme.bat file from installation process. That was kind of a useless thing anyway. All it did was establish the icon for the VoxEdit files, and that it didn't even work completely all the time. So yeah. No more needing to run the scheme.bat. A lot of people never ran it to begin with because it wasn't necessary. Deselect voxels in the modeler with Control Command W. Control or Command W. So you can Control A to select. Obviously, I'm just on that one layer, and Control W deselects. Cool. Open shortcut guide with Shift H. That was the one that Panda mentioned earlier. So you can get quick access to all your shortcuts. And you can hit escape to leave that. I find it funny that Shift H does not hide it. Large models load much faster. Cool. View cube and frame hotkey now update instantly on large models. View cube and frame hotkey now update instantly on large models. What? This is the view cube. This thing down here. Was this thing like delayed before? Maybe I wasn't making big enough models.
Oh, so I think it's just the fact that they've made it more optimized for people on potatoes a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because I couldn't tell any difference. Oh yeah.
I never used orthographic view really ever, and after you've looked at it in perspective for so long, switching to orthographic actually makes it look like it's reverse perspective instead of it being vertical lines. It makes it look like it's expanding downwards at the bottom. That's trippy.
Go West said, did they fix the keyframes? In which respects fix the keyframes? How did you want the keyframes to be fixed? Were the keyframes broken?
I don't know. We need more information on what needed to be fixed. Hotkey F and view cube now frame all models in multi. Oh, okay. I forgot about this. Hitting the F key will pull the model into view. So this is helpful if you've like started going a little wild and wacky with your rotations, and you're like way out, and you're like, I don't know like what to click on, where to go. You hit F and it pushes everything into view. Move and rotate values pop up. Show 2 decimal places always. So we go to our inspector panel, And now we see 2 decimal places instead of it. Oh, yes. Okay, it's showing it live on the view here. I think in the inspector panel it always showed 2 decimal places, but now you can see it here in the viewport. And it used to only show 1 decimal place, right?
Yes.
Sparky Snickle, what did you start there? F's in the chat.
Why are you effing? Don't be
Because
effing in the chat.
because it's F for the key for the reframing thing.
Ah.
And they're like F's in the chat. Okay, now this is cool. So the reframe works. Well, when you press F, it goes to just the node you have selected, and if you select multiple nodes, it should go to. I guess it goes to all of them. Oh no, it did make a difference. Wait, let's do an experiment. We're gonna put 2 over here, 1 over here. We're gonna select these 2, and press F. It's a very wide view, but it does frame just those. And then if we select the one over there, it goes to that one over there. So, so yeah, it does work to reframe to specific models. It's getting further away now. It's taking up more space than it needs. Although I wonder, oh, maybe it's because of the animation. No, because I would just remove the animation. Yeah, it's just a wider view. Technically, Alex started it. I didn't tell people to start putting F's in the chat. I was just showing you what the F hotkey does. I said if you press F, not
don't you
press
blame
F.
Alex? Don't you guys blame Alex for your indiscretions, silly people? He's an innocent little flower who's so childlike with excitement over VoxEdit. Enjoy his excitement.
All right. I have to go put Maggie to bed soon, so we need to wrap this up.
Okay, right. So do you want me to roll for the winner?
Yes, please.
Okay, let's roll for that. Also, Wizzy the Purple is the people's favorite.
Oh,
And then
cool.
then people put some like can't choose, but you should have chose because then that may have swayed the scales. Second place was Santa Wizzy. One of goats. So I mean Gandalf. I mean I don't think we have Gandalf. With Sauron. Someone said Jesus, so that's interesting to say the least. But our winner is. Oh wait, I don't know how to check if they've won before. Will you just check?
You just put it in the Discord chat. I'll check it.
Okay. I'll just yeah.
Oh, you finished the chair.
I did. It didn't take me too long. It is that person.
Okay. I don't recognize the name, but I'll double check.
Okay.
All right. So congratulations to JDog7777. You just won Wizzy the Purple's enhanced hat.
Well done. Party it up. You got cool stuff. Also, restream chat crashed for me, so I can't post their name in the chat.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Oh, weird. I can still scroll and I can see the new chats, but I can't type in it.
Yeah.
Weird.
Is it because we're both? No, it can't be because we're both in it.
No, that doesn't affect it. Oh wait, now it's letting me. It's super delayed. That's weird. I started typing in it and it now it has the text there. Weird. Okay, let's finish up this change log. We're almost done.
Oh
So
yeah, no, I've just copied and pasted like 20 things.
and it just popped in now.
Well, no, it didn't. I didn't press enter, so
Oh,
luckily, because it had copy and pasted their wallet as well, which I didn't want.
Panda's doxing people.
I mean, people's wallets are out there. It's fine.
All right. So move and rotate values pop up shows two decimal places always. Oh, we already discussed that. Perspective ortho view buttons replaced viewport drop down. So there used to be a little drop down menu in the corner. I think it was the top left corner that would switch between perspective and ortho. Now you can switch it with this button, and you can make things all wibbly wobbly.
That's my impression of wibbly wobbly.
Um, Templates load much faster. I'll be the judge of that. Oh, yeah, it popped up pretty quick. Inspector channel shows local position values always. So if you've got, instead of the inspector showing the global position of an item, it shows its position relative to the parent asset. There used to be a toggle between that. I don't remember.
Yes, but the issue was it didn't work properly in the Game Maker.
Okay. So now it just shows the relative values. I believe you, although I think we might be talking about something different.
Maybe.
Anyway, file dialog full rewrite and improved. So that's when I noticed that like this whole window is like better now. Just everything about this is better. Be cool
That's
if we
a
could
lot
type
of
in paths.
alphabet folders you've got down there.
That's how many hard drives I have in my computer.
Is it really?
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot.
Well, one of at least one of them, maybe two of them, is one drive with multiple partitions. My tower's pretty big, and so I just took every hard drive that I've ever owned and put it in my tower.
Oh my god. So you don't need external hard drives then, I get. Well, no,
Well,
it's
they
still
they
have
used
an
to be external.
external.
I used to have like 3 external hard drives, and then I just took them out of the case and put them in my because a lot of external hard drives, at least the old disk drives, are just a regular in your computer hard drive. They're just in a case that has a USB cable and a power switch.
Yeah.
So I cracked open the cases, took those hard drives out, and put them in my computer because I didn't need externals anymore. So one of these days I'll organize. There's like, I don't know, like 7 terabytes of stuff that's just kind of all over the
Damn.
place.
Oh my gosh. That's
One of those
a
hard
lot
drives
of
is an
space.
8 terabyte drive. I may be a little bit of a digital pat rack. Pack rat? Pat rack? Pack
Saying
rat.
that, I think one of my external hard drives is 8 terabytes, and I've almost filled it.
It's this is the life of being a digital artist who also plays games, right?
Yeah. And records videos.
That's
Edits videos.
that's
Yeah.
why I have the 8 terabyte one and a Blu-ray burner, because eventually I'm gonna run out of space and I'm gonna want to archive old video files on Blu-ray discs.
That's smart.
All right. Fixes. View cube returned to orthographic view. So I think when you would, oh, it was like missing from orthographic view, I guess. So now you can use the view cube in orthographic view, which is helpful. Very quickly snapping it to various sides. Did you know that that you can snap your camera angle to specific parts of the view cube? So you can click on, if you hover over the corner of the cube, it will snap to an exact corner angle or an edge or the flat face. That's something I think we stole from like Blender. That's probably in a lot of 3D software, but I like it, being able to.
Shh, we didn't steal it. We took inspiration from.
I don't think Blender was the first one to do it either. There's a whole bunch of 3D software that has that that option. But yeah, you can go to each edge, corner, and face on the view cube. Rotation snapping fixed. Shift left mouse button. Wait, what? Shift plus. What's it talking about? Oh, rotation. I was thinking about the camera. Rotation as in the objects. So, yep, you can hold shift and will it snap? Okay, I like this better. So it used to be that if you were at, say, 11.8 degrees and you held shift, it would snap in increments of 5 degrees from that weird value.
Yeah.
And now it snaps to the actual 5 degrees. Absolutely. I definitely like it better that way. Gizmo in orthographic view no longer shrinks or grows unpredictably. So it used to be that in orthographic mode, the gizmo, which is these controls on the object, would change size on your screen, and now it looks like they just stay the same size on the screen no matter what your zoom level is, which is much more useful. Panning in orthographic view no longer grows closer to the camera near the middle of the screen. I don't use orthographic mode very much, so I don't really know what that means, but I'm sure it helps somebody. And last one, pivot tool will now shift drag in increments of 0.5 when voxels are selected. When voxels are selected? Pivot tool. Oh, okay, so in the modeler, I guess if you had voxels selected, the pivot tool wouldn't snap. So now if you have a selection made and you want to use the pivot tool and you want to snap it, it now goes in half voxel increments the way it's supposed to, instead of it not working until you deselect. Cool. Pretty easy, or pretty simple fix. That doesn't sound right. The words coming out of my mouth are not sounding correct. I don't mean that it was an easy fix for the developers. Maybe it gave them a lot of long work nights and headaches. I mean that it's a simple change that is good for us. I know how to talk.
Yes. English is our first language.
Yes.
We speak good.
I speak American.
That explains it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. Oh, it's late. Let's blame the lateness.
All right. So that was the whole change log. If you missed anything, it is all on the news tab right here. And you can click this watch video and you can watch Panda explain all this stuff.
Some of the stuff.
Some of the stuff.
I don't go through absolutely everything. I go over the features I think were the most important. And there will be quick tip videos, so short little videos covering some of the other features coming soon to a cinema near you, or, to YouTube, wherever it appears first. Who knows?
All right. Well, thanks everybody for hanging out. Make sure you back up your files just in case something goes wacky We always recommend backing up your files before opening them up in a new version of software. Um, so
Back up those files. Back them up.
we're gonna blame that on the lateness too. Um, thanks, Panta, for hanging out. It's getting close to midnight for you, I think.
Yeah, 5 minutes until we hit that midnight. But
All right.
I've got stuff to do after this. So
Okay. Well, don't hurt yourself. Thank you, everybody. We will see you again on Saturday for. I have not 100% confirmed this, but I believe the Star Atlas Game Jam Awards should be ready on Saturday. So be there.
woo!
We'll see you. Have a good night, everybody.
Bye, people.